Sixth again. Penalty. Peeling. Obstruction. Oh my God.
Hi, Dan.
Ah!
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by the good people at TopSport. Dan, 7 sleeps.
7 sleeps.
Tonight.
Yes,
So this
so
is
6
Sunday.
by the time it drops.
Yeah, 6. Depends. Well, 6 if producer did this quick.
Yep.
5 if he's not.
It's been a long off season. I'm glad it's over.
It's been a huge off season. And it's probably been like an off season where you can look at the NRL and just be like kind of proud that not a lot of negative publicity came their way. So to 95% of the NRL players out there, kudos to you.
Absolutely.
Now, trials are over.
Yep.
Preseason is done.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about the Preseason Cup a little bit later in the show. But I want to talk about some market movers. The stock's up and down. If we could redo our ladder, where would we be looking?
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd be dropping the Roosters.
Oh yeah, that was my lead.
Yeah, I think we'd be raising the Knights.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe the Cows. Can we talk about the Roosters for a second though?
Yep.
Because in terms of stocks up, stocks down, their stocks are in the mud.
Yeah.
Again, trials are trials. They don't count. We've seen teams lose trials, win premierships, blah, blah, blah. But a pretty close to full-strength Roosters team got absolutely towed up by the team we said would come second last. I got Roosters fans, and I stand by it. Maybe third last for the Roosters below them. I have Roosters fans ready to jump off ledges because of one man, and that is their halfback, Chad Townsend, who missed a record amount of tackles yesterday, all conceding and leading to tries. I couldn't be happier.
Chad's defence is not
Terrible.
Yeah. It's not something that you've ever...
Disgusting. Abhorrent.
that he's ever
Not
based
very good.
that he's ever based his game on. But his kicking game is getting progressively worse and worse. In the first half, he kicked the ball like 10 metres, got the ball back, kicked it like 7 metres forward.
It's, those things you get as a kid where you kick it and it's on string and you're like, ha, that's like him, but there's no string attached.
Oh, and then he kicked the ball into a Knights player. They're lucky they got the ball back, right? But his long kicking game it's deserted him.
It's not very good.
No.
And he's the bloke they're going to look to because Sandon Smith is a young talent, and talent is the right word, but...
He didn't start in the halves though, did he?
I'm pretty sure he did, but maybe
I thought he went
didn't.
to fullback. I thought he came on at fullback afterwards because he got that runaway try and he had the number 20 on his back.
Look, he might have. To be honest, I wasn't paying much attention outside of Chad and running in, and I was so happy.
Yeah.
There's few things that get people together, but the Roosters being terrible is one of them.
Oh yeah, I had a few people messaging me going like, "Are you enjoying the Roosters downfall?" And I was like, I was actually enjoying a sleep.
Yeah.
But yes.
But if I was, I was dreaming of the Roosters getting flogged.
Now Fletcher Sharp looked he looked sharp for the Knights. So, hey, nice play on words there. I think every year we seem to underestimate the Knights, and every year they, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, but they're one injury away from finishing 18th.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about stocks up?
Stocks up, Cowboys. Definitely the Cowboys.
Yeah, they played quite well. I like the look of their young halfback.
I like the look of any halfback in the team that isn't Chad Townsend.
That's also a good shout.
Jackson Purdue, he was really, really good in the centres.
He was.
Scott Drinkwater was... This was the Scott Drinkwater game that was phenomenal.
Yep. Then you get 3 bad ones.
Yeah, when he's on, he's like one of the entertainers. And they said it last year, he had 31 try assists and 10 tries. And he's like, man, like the guy is... He's the goods.
Can I put a name forward for stocks up that I didn't think I'd be saying?
Yeah.
The Dragons. Now, the Bunnies were missing a lot of talent, especially on that right edge, that they absolutely catapulted to victory. But the way that Gutho, Val combination worked, 4 tries they scored down that edge, and every time they went there, it looked like it was a score. And I was like, okay, I didn't know either of those players had that in them. Maybe, look, I'm happy with the Dragons finishing 17th. Again, they're only an injury or 2 away and their forwards aren't very good. But what I saw in the Charity Shield, it excited me just a little bit.
Sure. Maybe we're also then looking at the Rabbitohs stocks down. Big time. I think there's a couple of teams that can just stay where they are, like the Dolphins. They can stay where they are at the moment. We had the Broncos in the top 4.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I'm happy keeping the Broncos in there. Penrith's Jersey flag team went and dusted up a really, really classy Manly outfit. Melbourne, I wouldn't take too much away from that Melbourne performance. It was bad, and I think once it got really bad, Bellingham was like, cool, this isn't turning around, plays off.
Melbourne do this and then they win round one every single time. So I'm not worried at all. But speaking of Melbourne, Ryan Pappenhausen, injured again.
Yeah, this
Knees
is...
and ankle? Or knees and calf?
He said he's got pain.
Yeah.
And basically how Melbourne are treating this is, got a little bit of pain in there. They play round one, they've got a bye in round two, let's have him ready for round three.
That's fair.
Now, I dare say that if he went to them in round 22 and said, I've got some pain, they'd be like, cool, here's a painkilling injection.
Get in there, yeah.
But you don't want to do that this early in the year. I think they might do it now, though, because Su'Fealongo
Yeah, he
with
looks
the
hurt
hamstring
too.
injury. And their third string fullback knocked himself out and is going to be out for 11
odds.
days.
So
The only other thing that they may do is if Jerome Hughes is fit, they might put Jerome Hughes at fullback and play Wishart.
Wishart could play.
Or everyone just interchange. Munster's play fullback.
There's plenty of options there. Meany,
Coates,
they'll be sweet. But I think there's a reason why the Bulldogs didn't go all in on Pappenhausen. I think there's a reason the Storm only gave him a 1-year deal. I think Melbourne has a little bit to do with Fa'alongo because this kid's going to be special. But Ryan Pappenhausen is really special, which makes me think he's got some serious injury concerns. He's missed a whole heap of time. Super unlucky. I'm certainly not saying it's the same thing over and over. It's a host of things. But when you're putting out a full-strength team for your trial, minus Hughes, and they go, oh, Pappenhausen's not there and he won't be ready for round one, all the Melbourne fans are like, here we go again.
Yep. If you want to hear the Titans, now unless we're talking about them being 14th, I don't see why we're talking about them.
We're talking about the Titans because they are the competition's entertainers.
No, they're not.
Yes, they certainly are.
There is nothing entertaining about this team. They are horrible.
Are going to score 1 million points and concede 2 million. Every single game they play this year is going to be 40 to 30 something. Whether they win or lose, who knows? Who cares?
I would like to wager a bet with you right here on the show right now. They will not have a top 10 attack this year.
I'll take that.
Well,
I think they're going to score so many points.
You haven't paid your stake lunch yet, so we double or nothing?
Double the stake. Kinney, Brimson, Campbell, Verrills. That's your spine. Thorin, unfortunately.
Right. So that spine wouldn't beat Newtown.
It's going to score so many points. You got Alofi Khan Pereira on one end, you got Fafita on the other, you got Fafita, you got Tino's back, you got Fermor, you throw Mo Fodawaker in. They're going to cause some serious problems. Unfortunately,
to the teams below them.
Well, unfortunately, yeah, maybe. Unfortunately, though, every point they score, they're going to concede just as many and probably heaps more. So I'm not saying they're going to have a great season, but it's going to be a fun one.
No. Right, so every season, off-season, we hear about rule tweaks. Now, the NRL came out with a ridiculous rule that if you hit someone in the head and then they have to go off for a concussion, you can be sin-binned.
If they fail.
If they fail, or if they fail.
If they fail, yep.
Right.
Or if it's a Category 1.
Yeah. So we saw that today. Now, how far after the event was it that Lewis Dodds was sin-binned?
After half-time.
Yeah, he was binned 20 minutes later.
Yeah. Or by the time, because the shot was high, and immediately I said, that's a sin bin. And they said, no, it's all good, played on. The bloke scored his fourth try, then got up and stumbled, and then failed a HIA. So it was a series of events. If he didn't have the heat stroke and didn't stumble, he doesn't do the HIA, etc., etc. But it came back from half.
That's the Dragons kid, wasn't it? Yeah.
We come back after half time and Dodd's sitting on the bench. I thought he'd been hooked because he was terrible. And they ran out with 12 because he'd been sin bin because the kid had failed his HA or had been ruled Cat 1 or whatever it was. 20 minutes after the fact. He should have served his sin bin, and it was a sin bin, and been back well before this was even recognised. I hate this so much.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of the Roosters Knights game today, Spencer Lenu was sin bin within a minute.
Yes.
They missed it, and then they got him.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's exactly right.
You don't wait 20 minutes.
Yep.
The biggest fast, apart from this one here, the biggest fast that I can remember is, I'll take you back to the Sharks Bulldogs last year, where Britton Nickera hit Kickow in the face. Now, it was a sin bin. It was a sin bin. But 4 tackles had happened, and 3 of those, Cronulla had the ball.
Yeah.
That's a farce. Yep. That's when you've just got to stop the game and go, you're on report. But no, they took the game back, put time back on the clock gave Canterbury the ball and bin Nicker.
Yeah. All three were sin bins.
Yeah.
Todd Smith, now, I'm not having to go because I think he's a very good referee, but he, in the back of his head, knew if I let this go and this happens, he'll get sin bin retroactively and all will be right. He was correct in thinking that. But when it happened, it was an obvious sin bin. I couldn't believe that he wasn't sin bin. It was a shot. He's been suspended. It's in miss round 1, which for South fans, I think is a good thing. Because young Humphrey's out of the game and Dodd looked very, very much out of his depth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he'll be back in St Helens by round 16.
It's not going to take too long. But the other rules, I love the crackdown on the ball roll.
Yeah.
I hate it. This is a thing you see a player get up and play the ball, and the half a second it takes, you're like, this just looks terrible.
And do you know what? I'm glad though that it's not a penalty, because it's more embarrassing when the referee just goes, no, that's a handover.
Yep, handover.
Because you've then got to go back to your mates and go, oh, we were on the attack and now...
Sorry. Yeah, and I think the fact it's not a penalty is good, because penalties are game-changing, whereas a handover, whatever, you defend it.
And that's not a game-changing infringement. No. That's just you being lazy.
Yeah, and it happened 3 or 4 times. It got to the point, I've seen it 5 or 6 times in the first 20 minutes, then you see it late on. Players are tired, referees are looking at things. I'm okay with that. Early on, they've got to get them. It'll cut it out, because if you, like you said, if you give away and they score, you go back to your mates, they'll be like, use your foot.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. You've been doing it since the under 6s. So I really like that rule. The other one I like is the common sense coming into the obstruction. Because if you run into a bloke 25 metres away, common sense says they're not going to get there, whereas the black and white said it's obstruction. That we saw a few tries. Now, there will be times where you and I sit here banging our heads on the wall saying, God damn it, this and that happened. It's going to happen with any rule. But I think they've gone in the right direction, because now we've seen players running in and milking, then thinking, uh-oh, and turning and trying to make the tackle, which I think is good for the game. 2 out of 3, not bad.
Yeah, all you ask for in rules from a referee is to just put a common sense approach on. I know sometimes you have to go to the letter of the law. Just use some common sense.
Absolutely.
That's all we ask for. Now, congratulations to the Brisbane Broncos. 2 years in a row they have won the...
Back-to-back Broncos. I heard that they're coming for the Panthers, but in pre-season form.
Well, here's the thing, right? Penrith in the last however many years have won how many minor premierships?
3, I think.
Yeah, and have only received $300,000.
True.
Brisbane have won 2 pre-season challenges and won $200,000.
Yep.
Look, that's a farce.
It is. Now, I'm not huge on the pre-season challenge. Like I said years ago, Cronulla could have won. They didn't, and I didn't bat an eye because I don't care. But it's $200,000 into the kitty.
$100,000.
Yeah, but twice.
Yeah, twice.
So that's pretty cool for the Bronx. And it added that last game because the Dragons ran away with it, and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then the next game was, oh, if the Broncos do this, this, and this. So you're like, oh, cool, that's fun. And then the Titans are playing the Dolphins. Like, oh, the Dolphins only need 4 line breaks and blah, blah. And it added some fun.
Yep.
Whereas you probably were thinking, nah, it's getting a blow, who cares?
I would rather that $100,000 they turn around and say you got to give $50,000 to grassroots in Brisbane, $50,000 to a charity of your choice.
That's fair, but then I think, look, I don't think anyone plays for the preseason challenge.
No.
I like that. Maybe they should double it up. The NRL just announced, what, a $20 billion profit or whatever it was?
Yeah, so to
make it $200,000. To
make this like seem legit, you have to increase the money that the minor premiers win. Yeah. Because right now it's a farce.
Yeah.
You slug your ass off for 27 weeks and you only get $100,000 more than 2 games.
Completely fair.
But congratulations to the Broncos. And I do mean that sincerely, but now they've got the curse because Manly won it the first time, Brisbane won it the second time, and neither team made the finals.
Oh, okay. Well, we might see some history.
It's a curse. A blessing and a curse.
What I did like, though, in the later game, there was a player sin-binned. I think it was the Dolphins. I think it might have been Josh Kerr or something. Don't quote me on that. And they said, oh, it's a trial. Can we just bring a player on? And the ref, I think it was Sutton, because I'm sick of his voice already, but that's another rant, said, no, we're playing for $100,000. It's like, yeah, there's some legitimacy here. And then I thought, nah, I don't care.
So here's so Cronulla and the Warriors were basically, they didn't lose a game, but they were ruled out of being able to win, right? So what I want to see from the, if there's a draw in the preseason challenge, both teams get a point, but front rowers have a kickoff.
Oh, yeah.
And whoever wins gets the other point. So then that way they can still go into it. So, I mean, how good would it be if you turn around and go, we won the preseason challenge because Anthony Blake slotted a 30-metre goal from the sideline?
Yes.
That is a rule change of all rule changes.
Yes. Terry,
Talk to me, Daniel.
time for some black, white, and blue. No Sharks this week in the main stakes. I enjoyed the week off. Watching the younger teams run around. Yeah, you don't pay too much attention to those. They were trials and there were a lot of players missing. Going to Vegas though, but before we get to that, there was a re-signing during the week.
Ooh.
Oregon Kaufusi's pen, I believe it was a 2-year deal, meaning he's staying for this year plus 2 more, so 3 all up.
Sure.
Only a couple of weeks ago, re-signed for this year.
Yeah, only a couple of weeks ago we announced that we had picked up our side. So Oregon Kaufusi picked up his side of the deal by his deadline.
Yep.
And then we picked up our side of the deal. And then we've just obviously decided that, hey, we actually like you here and we'll keep you for another 2 years on top of this. Look, great news, but I think that almost solidifies that Big Ball Tom is going to be out the door.
I think the two are very much linked because I think they re-signed Kaufusi with the idea of, hey, it's a prop-off. Mm-hmm. 1 year is going, 1 year is staying. I think Tom said, the Warriors are offering me a heap of money.
Yeah, the Warriors, the Knights, the Dragons are offering more than you guys.
And Kaufusi, he improved last year. There were rumours, I don't know what they were, I don't want to go into it, the year before that disrupted him a little bit. And he was up and down, had some real good games, had some real bad games. Mm-hmm. Last year he was way more good than he was bad. Not game breaking, but good.
I'm taking this as your point of view for how you thought about Braden Hamlin-Ueli's re-signing last year. We've obviously just picked his deal up in December. Yep. November. We picked up in November for him to start preseason training. And then we've re-signed him now in February.
Yep.
I wouldn't have minded to see how he went the first 6 weeks with Adam Fanua-Blake.
Yeah, that's fair.
The thing about Oregon Kaufusi, he doesn't make many errors. When he does, he makes up for it. And he's not going to make the same error again and again and again in the game.
Jack Williams.
Brent Hamlin-Ueli. I can't remember a time last year where I thought, geez, that's a critical drop by Oregon Kaufusi.
Yeah.
He'd probably name 10 to 15 from other players.
Yep, true.
His ruck defence is really good. So I don't mind him. I think he's going to be the biggest beneficiary of Adam Fanua-Blake. And the club's probably seen that. They've probably seen that in training and just gone, Jesus, we can't let this guy get to market. Or we can't let teams see how good he's going. So I hope that's the case. Because I definitely haven't seen that from Brad Hamlin-Ueli, who said that he wants to be one of the better props and he wants to start with Adam Fanua-Blake. As far as I'm concerned, he's starting for Newtown.
Yeah, I agree with both things. I'm happy with the resigning. Well, I'm not unhappy with it. I'm not a humongous fan of Kaufusi's, but like you said, there's never games where you're like, God, Kaufusi was so bad. Yeah. He was quiet, but there's never a game where he was out and out bad, where with all the other forwards, you could name 2 or 3 games. So in that respect, I don't mind.
I think the only game that he really gets pummeled for was when we got beat by Penrith, when Cam McInnes made the 897 tackles in the game, and Kaufusi had 6 runs and played 57 minutes, right? But when he was on the field, we had the ball for about 7 minutes. Yeah. So he did 50 minutes of tackling. Yeah, so other than that, man, he is what he is, and I really hope it is the case that in pre-season he's really lifted. Yeah.
Well, he's big, he's strong, he tackles well. It is what it is, but overall it's pretty good. Unfortunately, on the other end, though, Sione Katoa was injured in the pre-season. All the information we got was that he was definitely okay for round 1. If not, it would be round 2 after the Vegas break. Now he found out he's potentially out for 6 months?
Yes, it's a season ender.
That's horrible. Yeah. That's either a bad misread or they weren't 100% sure, and obviously he's opted for surgery.
I think it may also be a case of they didn't want it to get out.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you have a look. Like I don't know why Cronulla would have wanted to hide that. Like the minute Cam Murray tore his Achilles, an hour later, Souths put a notice out to their members saying our captain is out for the year. Now, it's not as if Sione is a big name player, but he's a big part of the team. He scored 19 tries last year.
Yeah, very much. Big personality, as quiet as he is.
Yeah, we've got 3 outstanding wingers, and he's one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So trying to hide that it felt a little bit shit.
It did. Maybe they didn't know. I don't know. I'm not in the club, but the thing that annoyed me was that they had a statement. They said, Maori All-Star, Mawini Hiroti, and local product Sam Stone Street are in a battle for the wing spot. Like there's a battle for the wing spot. I tell you now, I'll be right there with him in hospital getting surgery if Hiroti gets named, because I'll punch my laptop.
I will say this, on Tuesday when the team list drops, if Mawini Hiroti is named in either number 2 or number 5, I will fly to Vegas and I will assault Fitz.
That's
I
fair.
probably won't.
But look, if hypothetically, you get to stay there here, Vegas jail's nice. He's not going to press charges because he'll know he'll deserve it.
Yeah.
They're not going to name Hiroti.
No.
I hope.
Touch wood.
We have to find a positive here. Obviously, no one wanted.
I don't think they just wanted to turn around and go, yeah, Sam Stonestreet. They want to turn around and go, oh, you know,
there's a battle, but you know, the guy who scored 1 million tries last year and was way too good for New South Wales Cup is probably going to get picked. So there is a positive there in that regard. Obviously, best wishes to Katoa.
Now next, Vegas,
baby. I can't wait.
I'm excited. We're on the Hollywood Walk of Fame now.
Yeah,
we got our
totally
picture.
legit. That's real. Going to stay there forever. I hear.
Forever and ever and ever. They had Adam Fanua-Blake throwing 60-yard touchdown passes with a football to players in the in-goal area. The bloke's a beast.
It's he can do anything.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. Like you saw all our
he was
blokes.
the quarterback.
Oh,
And he decided to have a run.
That's a big quarterback. He'd be a defensive lineman. But, imagine if he was a quarterback, come to think of it. We'll see some ball playing this time. I'm really happy to see the boys out in the firefighter staff. And let's be honest, they're not going to be huge stars to most Americans. A lot of expats are going to go gaga, and they're big dudes. And they're going to have media around them. So people are going to react to that. They stood next to Todd Gurley, who is a former player who was humongous and probably 50 times the star of any of them put together. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
He flew out here. So I'm really enjoying seeing him in the American stuff. I only follow a few of them on Instagram, but they got the stories and they're doing that. They look like they're having fun, which is good. They went over early to do that. Then it gets serious, but boy, does it get serious because Penrith are waiting.
Yeah, look, this is the test now. And I think last year everyone was saying, the litmus test, round 11 against Penrith. Just get them early.
Yeah, get them early.
Figure out what you need to work on. If you beat them, sweet. If you don't, you know what you got to work on for the next time you play them.
Yeah, and hopefully we're sitting here next week talking about a big win. But if not, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people over there wearing Sharks hats where they weren't this time last week. So that's a plus.
Dan.
Talk to me, Terry.
It's time for some TopSport tips.
Oh, I've missed those words.
First,
it's been so very, very long.
First of the year. Going to have a little bit of flavour on this one again this year.
Vegas round, double points.
Double
or nothing? That's a Vegas thing.
Yeah, it is as well. Moneyball this year as well.
Oh, yeah, Sharks.
We're going to go to it's going to be on Sharks games. However, last year it was 2 points if you got it correct and nothing if you didn't. This year, if you get it incorrect, it's minus 2 points.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, so
You're
it's gonna be
guilty.
fun.
Good luck to those keeping score at home.
I have spreadsheets.
Okay, good.
I have formulas and I have spreadsheets.
Because I shan't be doing any of that.
That's fine. You are lazy. I will do it all and I will send the updates as I did every week.
Thank you very much.
We have the first game at 11 o'clock.
Did you seriously have to look for 2 games, Terry?
I couldn't remember who the first game was.
Oh, fair enough.
It's the Warriors home game. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, of course.
Warriors versus the Raiders. Now, I'm making a guest appearance on the Wobblin' Jaw Sports YouTube channel.
Yep.
I'll be commentating this game with Sam. Good
man, Sam. Good mate of the show.
Really good man, Sam. I didn't think you'd have me on after I said some nasty words about Kyle Felt.
Deserve it.
Sam really loves Kyle Felt, but he's got me on this. So I'll be commentating this game with him from 11 o'clock. Please log in and check it out. It'll just be me spamming the show the whole time.
That's fair. That's what people want to see.
I liked what I saw from the Warriors in the preseason. Yep. I liked the look of Luke Metcalf at halfback.
Big time.
One thing I was concerned about was his kicking game, but he kicked 2 40-20s. He got a couple of grubber kicks in there as well. The combination with Tamari Martin looked pretty good as well. Nickel Klukstar at fullback.
Love that.
Wade Egan.
Tuivasa-Sheck
on the wing roaming though.
Yeah, there's just a lot to like about this team. What about Canberra? Not so much.
There's not so much to like about Canberra. I think they'll be close in this game, and I think with about 20 minutes to go, the Warriors will run over the top of them.
Yeah, I'm going to tip the Warriors too. It's a double Warriors win for me because Wigan are going to win the opener and this is going to... God, what a day is it?
What a day.
4 games of rugby league. I think the Warriors win, not particularly well. They're going to be rusty. It's going to be frustrating, but I think there's just too much talent there.
Like a 26-16.
That'll be fun. Time me up.
And then we have the main event.
Oh, big time. They're not even trying to hide it.
The 3 o'clock, 3:30 kickoff. The Penrith Panthers, home game for the Panthers.
Yep, very important.
Against the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks.
The mighty Cronulla Sutherland Sharks.
This is going to be a huge game.
Yeah, it is. There is talent all across the park.
This is the game of the season already.
Yeah, so far, yeah. Obviously, Penrith are the main event. You take Penrith, they've won 26 or whatever premierships in a row. Cronulla are the team that a lot of people are looking at as the most likely to challenge the big two. So, good place to put a yardstick down, dare I say, or get flogged and be like, well, there's always next year.
And this is what I said. It's good to get Penrith in round one because you know what you need to work on.
That's true.
You know what you need to work on.
Yep.
That said, I'm going to back the boys.
Yep.
I'm going to back the boys in a money ball. I'm going to take them.
It's good. Well,
So are you.
I'll go Penrith because
That's such a cop-out.
I'm not tipping Cronulla because when I tip them, they lose, historically. So I'm going to tip against them all year. And if we have a good year, then I'm going to be negative a million
Then I'll have
points.
3 stakes that I won't get.
Whatever. Enjoy your imaginary stakes. I'm going to imagine a Sharks victory, which is going to happen, but I'll tip Penrith on this show.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws brought to you by the good people of TopSport. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you can. Den, 7 sleeps.
Not long.
6 if he's quick. 5 if he's not.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Should producer Dids get quicker?
Yeah.